Hey guys, Dislater Magic here, and it's time for one of my personal favorites from when I started playing the game. Oh yes, it's the commonly overlooked but endlessly awesome card, Trading Post. When it comes to a card this weird, it's pretty safe to say it originated in M13, but then it was so great that they reprinted it in M14. I pulled it as the rare in one of my boosters at F&M, and it was colorless, so I threw it in my deck. That's some pretty solid deck building logic from me when I first started playing the game. This card is so strange yet so unbelievably useful. For each ability you have to pay one colorless and then tap it, and the trading post itself takes 4 to get out onto the field. So that kind of indicates it's powerful. Now the first ability, you pay 1, tap it, discard a card, and gain 4 life. I mean, that alone with Madness is pretty darn good. Even without Madness, I mean, this is a 1-up from the card in Eldritch Moon that does almost the same thing. Now with the new corrected Oracle text in the new phrasing that they're using for placing tokens on the battlefield, it states, pay 1 mana, tap it, pay 1 life, then create a 0/1 white goat creature token. So you already have an easy way to gain 4 life, so now every turn you could just put out a 0/1 chump blocker. I mean, it's almost like having an indestructible blocker. You can also equip that goat with whatever you want. I mean, in my commander deck, I had Godsend on my goat. You do not know the definition of true fear until you've had a 3/4 goat token that exiles your blockers coming at you every single turn. Oh, you finally managed to kill the goat? Have another goat. Oh, you finally found a way to destroy Godsend? Third ability, pay 1, tap it, sacrifice a creature, and return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. So not to the battlefield, but that would be a little bit too loopy. I think there might be some kind of weird artifact thing you could do in Modern with that. So sacrifice a creature, that's a little bit rough, but any artifact card in your entire graveyard goes to your hand. If it's like some 10 cost, artifact, you still have to pay for it, but you could just have a recurring artifact that's insanely difficult to get rid of, like for example, Godsend or one of the legendary swords. Or I should say the other legendary swords. The fourth ability, oh yes, 4 abilities, is pay 1 mana, tap it, sacrifice an artifact, and draw a card. Now, in case you haven't caught the pattern, you can gain 4 life, then the next turn use a little bit of life to generate a goat. The third turn, sacrifice the goat, and then bring an artifact card from your graveyard back to your hand. And then on your 4th turn, sacrifice that artifact that you just cast, and draw a card. Gee, it only takes 4 turns to draw a card. I know that's stupid. Usually you do not use them sequentially like that. The optionality is so random. That's why they called it a trading post. It's like, you stop into a town in an RPG and you have no idea what the shopkeepers are going to have in stock or what you're going to find. Maybe you'll get some incredible artifact sword, maybe you'll get some crappy smelly goat, who knows. I have beat so many people solely with trading post. The best part is, it's not legendary, so if you have 2 of these out, you've got an eternal trading post, because unless they blow up 2 at once, you're just going to go get the trading post out of your graveyard. This card is just hilarious. It's like the Swiss Army card, except every single extension on the Swiss Army knife doesn't do anything that great. So in other words, it is just like a Swiss Army knife. I think we all know which one I use the most often though. I used to nickname this card the Goat Generator. This stupid, annoying, seemingly dumb, pointless card has won me so many matches, I just had to put it in the awesome category. And it's certainly overlooked because just not a lot of people play with it. Well, hey, if any of these abilities randomly inspire you and you say, yes, that would go in my deck, feel free to put it in because Trading Post is awesome. I can't really say it's one of my all-time favorite cards, like really honestly. But since it was one of the first cards I ever put in a deck and I won a couple matches with it, I'm always going to remember it and I'm always going to think of it as way more powerful than it actually is. Although, do not overlook the power of an army of stupid little goats. Hopefully you guys love that card and I'll see you next video.